Have you ever woken up one morning, swung your legs over the bed, and suddenly felt like your legs weren't quite your own? Your knees creak. Your calves feel like the strength has been quietly drained away. And before you've even taken a step, you're already exhausted, unsteady. As if every move forward needs a little extra courage. This isn't just aging. It's not just feeling tired after a restless night. It's the quiet signal of something deeper. A condition called sarcopenia. Age-related muscle loss that affects nearly 45% of adults over 60. Often without them even knowing it. But here's the good news. Your body can rebuild. No gym memberships. No expensive medications. Just real food, simple, everyday ingredients you may have overlooked for years. In this video, we're going to uncover 4 common mistakes most older adults in America make that quietly weaken the body. And the 4 nutrient-rich foods that can reverse that process, starting today. But this isn't just about food. It's about strength, stability, and most of all, rediscovering confidence in your own body. I'm going to share real stories. About a grandmother who couldn't get up from her chair on her own, and now walks her dog every afternoon. About a retired teacher whose feet used to feel numb, and who now walks with a sure step, like nothing was ever wrong. And if you're wondering, could this really work for me? Then stay with me till the end. Because maybe, just maybe, this is the moment your legs have been waiting for. Linda, 73, was once a woman full of energy. She walked her dog every morning, tended to her little backyard garden, and never imagined herself needing to slow down. But over time, without even realizing when it began, standing up from a chair became harder. Her hand would slip off the armrest. Her legs wouldn't respond like they used to. And one near fall in the kitchen was all it took for her to start doubting every single step. But here's the surprising part. Linda wasn't sick. She hadn't broken any bones. There was no nerve condition. She was simply losing muscle. Starting at age 30, we begin to lose 3 to 5% of our muscle mass every decade. And after 60, that decline accelerates. This isn't about being lazy or inactive. It's a biological process known as sarcopenia. Sarcopenia doesn't hurt, at first. It creeps in quietly, like an uninvited guest, slowly stealing the strength in your legs without a knock at the door. You can still walk, but your steps feel heavier. You can still climb stairs, but your heart races a bit faster. You can still stand, but it takes more effort, a push from the arms, and maybe a sigh. When we're young, our bodies are great at turning protein into muscle. But as we age, that process slows down. This is called anabolic resistance. Simply put, your body doesn't rebuild muscle the way it used to, even if you're eating the same. And if you're not getting enough high-quality protein, the decline gets worse faster. Suddenly, everyday movements, standing, balancing, walking, feel like daily challenges. Linda used to think, maybe this is just what getting old feels like. But the truth is, it's not age that makes us weak. It's not giving our bodies the right tools to fight the quiet loss happening within. You can't stop time, but you can stop your legs from growing weaker with it. And it doesn't begin in a gym. It starts right on your breakfast plate. So, what kind of food is affordable, easy to find, and powerful enough to help reverse muscle loss? Let's begin with something familiar, available at every grocery store in America, and yet, often underestimated. Meet your first everyday hero, the egg. Every Monday morning, Thomas, 76 years old, started his day the same way. A small pastry and a cup of black coffee. Just something light for breakfast, he'd say to his wife with a smile. But by midday, he was worn out. His knees ached. His steps slowed. And during his usual walk around the block, he often had to stop and rest. No one expected the issue was sitting right there on his breakfast plate. Eggs, especially pasture-raised, are one of nature's most complete sources of protein. They contain all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine. The key that switches on your body's ability to rebuild muscle. Think of leucine as the ignition to your body's muscle-building engine. And for older adults, that ignition is more important than ever. And this isn't just theory. A 2019 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 70 who ate 2 eggs each morning for 12 weeks experienced a 17% increase in muscle strength, noticeable improvements in balance and energy throughout the day. For Thomas, the change started small. He swapped out his sweet breakfast for a new plate. 2 boiled eggs, a slice of whole grain toast, and a few greens. 3 weeks in, he told his doctor, "My legs don't feel like concrete anymore." And 6 weeks later, he completed a full walk around the park. No stops, no rests. For the first time in nearly a year. Strength doesn't always come from heavy weights or hard workouts. Sometimes it starts with the simple, quiet choices we make each morning. 2 eggs, humble, affordable, and powerful, can be the foundation of a body ready to feel strong again. But building muscle is only part of the story. You also need the right nutrients to prevent cramps, ease tension, and sleep deeply at night. Because nothing drains you faster than a night spent tossing, turning, and gripping your calf in pain. And for that, we turn to another quiet powerhouse. A small handful of pumpkin seeds. Rita, 74, hadn't slept through the night in nearly a year. Almost every night around 2 a.m., she jolted awake. A sharp, twisting cramp in her calf pulling her from sleep like a rubber band stretched to the breaking point. She tried everything. Drinking more water. Taking potassium supplements. Stretching before bed. Some of it helped, for a while. But then the cramps would come back, again and again. Until one day, her nutritionist asked a simple question. "Are you getting enough magnesium each day?" Rita blinked. She had never even thought about that mineral. Magnesium is an essential mineral that reduces muscle spasms and cramps, calms your nervous system, helps your muscles relax for deeper, better sleep. But here's the surprising part. Nearly 80% of older adults in the US are magnesium deficient, without even knowing it. The signs often start subtly. Slight leg fatigue. Restless nights. A feeling that your legs just don't have power. And then, nighttime cramps that steal your sleep. It's not a pill. And it's not a pricey supplement. It's something simpler. Pumpkin seeds. Those tiny, crunchy seeds you might have pushed aside on a salad once or twice. Pumpkin seeds, one of the best natural sources of magnesium. Just 1 ounce, about 2 tablespoons, packs over 150 milligrams of magnesium. Plus zinc, iron, and healthy fats that reduce joint inflammation and improve circulation. Rita began adding 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds to her yogurt each afternoon. 2 weeks in, she noticed something new. She was sleeping better. And by week 3, the cramps were gone. She called her daughter, her voice trembling with excitement. "I slept 6 hours straight last night. Not one cramp, not one wake up." Sometimes the problems that trouble us for months have a solution that fits in the palm of our hand. We just have to listen to our bodies and give them the nourishment they've been quietly asking for. When you eat your pumpkin seeds matters too. Best time, between 3 o'clock and 5 p.m. That's when your digestion is still active. But your body is beginning to wind down for the evening. Eating magnesium-rich snacks during this window helps it absorb more efficiently, prepping your nervous system for a calm night's sleep. So now you know how to build muscle and calm tight muscles. With something as simple as eggs in the morning and pumpkin seeds in the afternoon. But what about your joints? The stiffness in your knees when you stand? That grinding sound when you move? The kind that makes you sit back down and rub your knees just to find relief? Let's meet your next quiet healer. A soft, ocean-grown food with powerful effects. Seaweed. Every morning, Elaine, 71 years old, sat quietly, gazing at the polished wood floor of her old dance studio. Once it echoed with music, the rhythm of dancing feet, and the laughter of her students. Now, it was silent. Because her knees no longer turned the way they used to. Every step brought a sharp crack. Every bend brought stiffness and pain. She had tried medications, physical therapy, even cortisone shots. But her knees seemed to say, "That's enough. We're done." Until one afternoon, in her daughter's tiny kitchen, Elaine tasted a warm bowl of seaweed soup with ginger. She had no idea that this simple bowl of soup would become her ticket back to the dance floor. Seaweed, the ocean's underrated superfood. More than just a garnish for sushi, seaweeds like wakame, nori, and kombu are rich in calcium that's even easier to absorb than milk. Iodine to support your thyroid, the master of metabolism and energy. Fucoidan and laminorin, powerful anti-inflammatory compounds rarely found in land-based foods. Most remarkably, seaweed stimulates the production of synovial fluid, the body's natural joint lubricant that keeps your movements smooth and pain-free. A 2021 study on American women over 60 found eating seaweed 3 times per week for just 2 months led to a 16% increase in bone density, a significant reduction in joint stiffness, noticeable improvements in balance and posture. For Elaine, the transformation came quietly. Week 1, less crackling in her knees. Week 3, standing up became easier. Week 8, she returned to the studio, not to dance, but to walk slowly, gently, through the space again. A month later, she shrugged with a smile and said, "I can't do pirouettes anymore. But I can smile again, on my own 2 legs." Sometimes, flexibility doesn't come from stretching or exercise alone. It comes from giving your joints the nourishment they need to heal themselves. Seaweed, a food we often ignore, can become a quiet companion on the journey to aging with grace. Tips for enjoying seaweed the gentle way. Miso soup with wakame, fresh ginger, and a dash of sesame oil boosts mineral absorption and soothes digestion. Sprinkle nori flakes over rice or salad. Chilled seaweed salad with apple cider vinegar and toasted sesame seeds, light, refreshing, and easy on the gut. So now, from golden egg yolks, to crunchy pumpkin seeds, to the ocean's green waves of seaweed, you've begun to rebuild your body, one layer at a time. But there's one more piece of the puzzle, one many people overlook. And it might be the most important of all when it comes to balance, movement, and confidence. It's not muscle. It's not joints. It's your nervous system. And to nourish that, you'll need something soft, creamy, and green. The avocado. Miguel, 79, didn't have weak muscles. He wasn't struggling with joint pain. He could stand up from a chair without using his hands. But when he walked, it felt like his legs were moving through fog. "I don't fall," he said. "But it always feels like I'm about to. Like my legs are walking, but my brain hasn't caught up yet." His doctors couldn't find anything wrong. MRI scans, reflex tests, everything came back normal for his age. But Miguel knew something was quietly disconnecting his mind from his movement. The silent culprit, a weakened peripheral nervous system. As we age, our peripheral nerves, the tiny wires that carry signals from brain to limbs, become vulnerable to inflammation, oxidative stress, and electrolyte imbalance. The result? Unsteady walking. Numb or vague sensations in the feet. Mild trembling or loss of balance. And here's what most people don't realize. You can't fix this with pills. You fix it with healthy fats. Avocados, nature's cream for the nervous system. This smooth, green fruit is packed with oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that strengthens the walls of nerve cells. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects nerves from damage. Potassium, helps regulate electrolytes and supports muscle contractions. Most importantly, avocados help restore your ability to feel the ground beneath your feet. Miguel started simple. Every morning he made 1 slice of whole grain toast, half an avocado, mashed, a sprinkle of flaxseed, and a little squeeze of lemon. Week 1, not much changed. Week 3, he stopped using the handrail when stepping up the porch. Week 6, during a walk in the park, he turned to his son and said, "For the first time in 2 years, I can actually feel the ground under my feet." We often focus on muscles and joints, but it's our nervous system that commands every step. And sometimes, all it takes to reconnect with your own body is a bit of avocado in the morning. Boost absorption with omega-3s. Pair your avocado with flaxseed, walnuts, spinach. This enhances the absorption of vitamin E and healthy fats, supporting both nerve function and reducing full-body inflammation. From trembling legs, to stiff knees, to the feeling of being disconnected from the floor beneath you. We've walked through muscle, joints, and now nerves. And maybe you're wondering, where do I start? Eggs? Seeds? Seaweed? Avocado? The truth is, you don't have to pick just one. Let me help you bring them all together into one simple, easy-to-follow plan. A 7-day nutrient reset that lets you feel the difference in just 1 week. Jerry, 82, was someone who really paid attention to his diet. Every evening, he sat down to a hearty dinner, grilled chicken, mashed potatoes, maybe a piece of salmon. And he thought, "I'm getting plenty of protein. My body should be just fine." But oddly enough, every morning he still felt weak. His legs shook when he got out of bed. His muscles lacked power, even though he wasn't lacking protein. The real issue isn't the amount, it's the timing and how it's absorbed. Most older adults in the US eat too much protein at dinner, and too little at breakfast and lunch. The times when your body is actually best equipped to absorb and use it. After age 60, your body can't store protein efficiently anymore. It needs steady, well-timed doses throughout the day to maintain and rebuild muscle. Jerry made a simple shift and saw big results. He didn't overhaul his life. He just added 2 eggs and whole grain toast to his breakfast. Cut back on meat at dinner. Spread out his protein across the day. Week 2, he felt more alert in the morning. Week 4, his legs stopped trembling when stepping off the stairs. Week 6, his doctor noted a modest gain in lean muscle mass. It's not about eating more. It's about eating smarter. At this stage of life, your body isn't a storage unit anymore. It's a repair shop that needs regular deliveries of the right building blocks. A simple, protein-friendly meal plan for adults over 60. Breakfast: 2 eggs plus whole grain toast plus a few avocado slices. Lunch: grilled chicken breast plus quinoa plus steamed broccoli. Snack: pumpkin seeds or Greek yogurt. Dinner: pan-seared salmon plus steamed vegetables plus a small serving of sweet potato. Total: 75-90 g of protein, spread evenly, easy to digest, and energizing. Now you've got all the building blocks. Eggs to power your muscles. Pumpkin seeds to calm your nerves and help you sleep. Seaweed to lubricate your joints. Avocados to reconnect brain and body. And a smart protein strategy to pull it all together. Now it's time to combine them into a plan. A clear, simple routine you can follow day by day. A 7-day nutritional map that helps you feel the change from the inside out. Let's step into the final part, the 7-day nutrient reset plan. After everything we've explored, from eggs, pumpkin seeds, and seaweed to avocados and smart protein timing, you might be wondering, where do I start? How do I actually bring all of this into my daily life? The answer is simple. Start with just 7 days. No strict diets. No overwhelming promises. Just a gentle plan, step by step. Like tending a plant, a little water each day, a bit of sunshine, and a dose of patience. The 7-day nutrient reset plan, a simple daily routine. Each morning, 2 eggs boiled, poached, or lightly pan-fried. 1 slice of whole grain bread. A few slices of mashed avocado, with flaxseed if available. Supports muscle, nerve, and digestive function. Midday: grilled chicken breast, quinoa, or salmon. Steamed greens with a sprinkle of nori flakes or a side of seaweed soup. Rebuilds tissue, supplies minerals, and reduces joint inflammation. Afternoon snack 3 to 5 p.m. 2 tablespoons of raw or lightly toasted pumpkin seeds. Delivers magnesium, relaxes muscles, and promotes deeper sleep. Light dinner. White fish, tofu, or steamed eggs. Steamed veggies and a small portion of sweet potato. Easy to digest, light on the stomach, and calming before bedtime. A story from Helen, who tried the 7-day plan. Helen, 78, once lost her balance stepping down the front porch. But just 1 week after starting the 7-day reset, she was sleeping better. Her nighttime leg cramps disappeared. And in the morning, her legs no longer trembled when getting out of bed. On day 10, she smiled and told me, "It's like my body remembered how to work again. Like someone recharged my batteries." Your body doesn't need you to change everything overnight. It just needs you to begin. With a nourishing breakfast, a handful of seeds in the afternoon, and a warm bowl of seaweed soup. You'll begin to feel the shift, not in numbers, but in the steady strength beneath your steps. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Aging doesn't take away your strength. It just asks you to nurture your body with a little more wisdom and a little more patience. If you see yourself in the stories of Linda, Thomas, Rita, Elaine, or Miguel, give your body a chance. Try the 7-day plan. Listen to every small change. And if something feels different, don't keep it to yourself. Share your story in the comments. Because who knows? You might be the reason someone else takes their very first step toward healing.